Hi, day 3 of 12 days of nervous system regulation, so we don't go cuckoo. Someone's using the speed bag right outside this room, so that's probably going to happen again. I'll try to be loud. All right, 3 sections of these. We have a breath work, a movement, mind-body integration movement, and then a restorative posture. Got some feedback that we want to know a little bit more of the whys behind. That will make these videos a little bit longer. You can always skip through that part. Or maybe I'll just make a separate video, one take club here. So let's just see how it goes. For our breath work today, it's actually going to be a full body breath movement combination. So this is done standing up. It is a Krya, a little bit of heat around where these practices originated, which is in a certain type of yoga that may have been the center of a pretty damning documentary. All true, by the way, but there are some benefits to these practices. And so we are going to do the practice, and we're going to appreciate where it came from originally, not the guru who the word I'm looking for is appropriated. Yes, appropriated these practices for his own financial and whatever else effed in the head benefits. So we are going to use the practice and ultimately for the increase of vagal tone. So our vagus nerve, this is a cranial nerve. It is part of our autonomic nervous system. So when we think of having a vagal response, we know about fight or flight, which is sympathetic and parasympathetic shift between those two parts of our nervous system versus rest and digest. But there's another part of that called freeze, and that is where autonomic nervous system is incorporated. And so think of like the mouse freezes and they play dead, and the cat drops the mouse out of their mouth, and then the mouse scampers away. That is not like a conscious response, that is a subconscious response. To preserve life, we freeze. This happens in our life, especially with like trauma. So we are not trying to invoke a dorsal vagal response, the freeze, but what we are trying to do is increase vagal tone, which is going to help us mitigate the stress response and build a little bit of resilience in that system. To do that, we need to connect all of the different systems. This boxing is really annoying. Connect all the different systems. So the mind, the body, auditory, vestibular, all those things that we talked about in some past videos. So for this breath work today, we are doing 3 things at once. We are moving our body, we are making a sound, and we are moving the prana, the energy, the air, out through and in through our body. So we are going to start with the Ha Krya. This is I'm going to demonstrate 5 rounds. I want you to do it 3 times 5. You can get a little woozy, dizzy from doing this. So if you do feel like that, just make sure you sit down. From there, we are going to move into some mind-body movement, and then we will finish off with our restorative pose, which today is child's pose. Okay, let's do it. So Ha Krya, I want you to stand up. You could be barefoot for this or have your shoes on. We're gonna be, my head's cut off a little bit. Back up. Feet firmly on the ground, hands wide, shake them out. We are going to inhale all together. Again, inhale through the nose. Clasp the hands at the top, tuck the pelvis, so we don't want to be dumping forward and we don't want to be slouching back. So nice neutral pelvis. And on an exhale, we're going to forcefully exhale, and we are going to say the word or the sound, ha, and really expel out all the air. Eyes are going to be gently closed or like a really soft, drizzly gaze. rise up, hands come again, and then we do it again. We do it 5 times, and then kind of let all the dust settle after, and then you're going to repeat. Now, you don't have to do all 3 rounds at once. I actually recommend doing them throughout the day. This will help balance it all out. So to increase that vagal tone, we need to mindfully breathe. We need really deep inhales and exhales. We need sound incorporation. This helps balance the brain, both sides of the brain, and then of course the movement. So this is a really nice way to work on increasing vagal tone, helps that stress response. So here we go. Shake the hands out, really ground through the feet. Feet are a little bit further than hip distance apart. Inhale, up, inhale, and begin. Ha! Inhale, up. Ha! Inhale. Ha! Inhale. Ha! One more. Inhale. Ha! And then slowly rise up. Let all the turbulence settle. And either move to your next set, or we will go into the next thing, which is our movement. So for this, we are going to use our executive function, so like front part of the brain, as well as our like physical movement part of the brain, and integrate them together while under load. So that means like having a weight nearby, or excuse me, using a weight. Now when I say weight, I can mean a cup of soup, like hold a can of soup, or a textbook if you're doing this and you're a teacher, or I don't know, a frying pan, or your water bottle, or get a weight, put on a weight vest, have your toddler sit on, do a piggyback with your toddler, whatever it is, get some weight. I have 2 little 5-pound weights here from the gym. Again, it doesn't have to be 5 pounds, it doesn't have to be more than 5 pounds, it can be truly like a can of soup, whatever you got around. And it's okay if they're different, like each hand is different weights. Again, weight vest or toddler, any of those things work. All right, we're gonna stand up. And we are going to get the arms at 90 degrees. Here we go. Tuck the pelvis again, tuck that belly button into the spine. We are gonna start to march, and you're gonna take opposite hand to opposite knee. Now, as you march, I want you to stimulate the brain. So I can cue this. I want you to identify something that you can smell right now. I smell the deodorant that I put on, so that's my smell. I want you to identify something you can smell. It could be something in the kitchen, maybe your coffee, maybe the sweat from this movement. Again, cross the body, touch the knee. Something you can smell. Now something you can hear that isn't me or this video. Maybe it's a car passing by outside, or a bird, or the rain. Keep going, keep marching. Now something you can feel on your body that isn't in your hands. Maybe it's your shirt rubbing up against your back, or the tag on your clothes. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now when we cross the body like we just did, we're crossing sides of the brain, we're stretching the capacity of our nervous system to take in inputs, and then we're asking it to do something, to complete a task. So we're using executive function, which was the answering of those questions. You can do this while reading a book, reading the subtitles on the TV. Add in that brain work part of, or solving a puzzle, a riddle. Add in that part, and you're going to really optimize that brain function, and it dissipates stress, building that resilience to the stress response. All right, we are gonna do our recovery, which is child's pose, oldie but goodie. So we are going to make our way over to a mat, the floor, your bed, doesn't matter which one. What I want is for this to be like a sensory deprivation situation. So prone is preferred. If it is too much to be on your knees, face down. You can do this on your side. We're just going to add an eye covering if that's the case. Making your way to all fours, we're going to sink the hips back towards the heels. Now, if that's too much, you can keep the hips up and active, but what's most important is we tuck that belly button up into the spine. We're going to reach the arms long and then sink back. Forehead comes to the mat. Really sink in. Inhale, expand the breath on the thighs. If you can stay here for 15 to 20 breaths, that's great. With all recovery postures, the longer the better. I know this was a little bit longer of a video than we've been doing, but I gave a little bit more explanation, so try it out. Ha, Krya, get loud. I know it's like, might seem weird or like woo-woo, but I don't know, do it in your garage, do it in the basement, do it up in your closet. There's plenty of places you can do this and really get the benefits of it. Cross the body with the march, add in the brain work, and then child's pose. You can do it in bed. Sensory deprivation, focus on the breath, expand the diaphragm on the thighs, exhale, let everything tighten, and come on out. Remember, breathe through the nose. Okay, love you guys, bye.